Welcome to Season 2 of Digging Deeper Ag Chats with Ali, the podcast that brings you timely and practical stories straight from the paddock. From sowing to shearing, fire to flood, and everything in between. We're here when it matters most. Each episode taps into real experiences, expert voices, and grounded advice that helps you stay ahead on farm. I'm Alistair from the Gippsland Ag Group, a grassroots farmer-led network in Gippsland, focusing on soil, grain and fodder, pasture and livestock. We're here to support producers in building resilient and profitable enterprises across our region. So let's dig in. Welcome everyone to Digging Deeper. We've got a bit of an interesting podcast for you today, an update on the Gippsland Research Farm and the different projects we've been doing around the area. I've got the big boss in, Rick Blackshaw. Sitting beside him is Jen Smith as well, our General Manager. So welcome guys.
Thanks,
Afternoon, Alistair.
Now, I'm going to start with you, Rick, because you've actually been a bit elusive around the Gippsland Research Farm for the last 6 weeks or so. Where have you been off to?
Yeah, we've been out covering a lot of territory.
Who's we?
So, been with young Nat Jenkins. So, we've been out doing some soil testing, soil coring from areas up in the Bendoc and Daleknora valleys, all the way east to Genoa, Malakuta, Can River, and the greater sort of Bairnsdale area. So everything in the catchment area of this side. And it's been fantastic. We've gone around about 118 farms, and it's been really good. Met some great cockies, really good hospitality. Been under a little bit of time pressure. Would have loved to have had a bit more of a chat and sort of sit down and coffees with the guys. But very, very interesting results.
So what are you actually doing out on farm there, Rick?
So we've been taking 2 lots of soil tests, 0 to 10, which that's the normal area that we normally live in. That's where all the cockies get their information. But also 10 to 20, just to see if fertiliser's finding its way down there, whether the root matter and the biologicals is actually getting fertiliser down there, whether there's use of levels of fert there for us. And really sort of finding anything from pH levels to trace elements, that sort of scenario. So it just gives the cocky some direction where they can actually say, I'm going to put my money into this because I'm short of this, or I've got enough of phosphorus or potassium so I don't have to put my money in that. It's been giving some real guidance, and it's been really, really well received. Yeah,
now it's fairly early days straight after the work's been done, but we've got some results back yet, have we? Are we noticing anything yet around the area?
Yeah, we have got some results. We've the general sort of consensus is that probably the area is a bit acidic. So, lime is probably on a lot of farmers' sort of radar. But as far as, we start to talk trace elements and different levels, I haven't been privy to that information, but the cockies will get that. And they're certainly going to be able to talk to their agros and get some guidance in interpretation, and it'll certainly give them something where to go for spring for their fert applications. It's going to be really, really good.
Now, on a bigger picture point of view, Jen?
Yeah, so just on that one, this work forms part of the what they call the regional soil sampling. So this is done across every region in Australia. So it falls in under the federal government's national soil strategy. So this policy was released in May 2021 and set out how in Australia we will value, manage and improve our soil over the next 20 years. So our government is really recognising soil as an asset and something that they want to invest in understanding. And so this regional soil sampling that Nat and Rick have been done has been done twice already across the region. And so this latest set on 108 farms will serve as a really significant benchmark. We can see if we're actually improving our soil or if we're depleting its resources for our agricultural activity.
So is there going to be another round soon, or are we going to have a big stint of time before we go back around again?
Yeah, so it's every sort of 2 to 3 years, I believe, with this type of work before they go back around again. There's a number of different soil sampling projects that occur across Australia. The CSIRO also do some regional soil sampling in conjunction with our CMAs. So there's some really good information available on what you could expect with regard to those trends around soil fertility and soil health, and what you can do to improve your stewardship of your soil on your farm.
Yeah, there's nothing better though than actually going out, taking a shovel and digging your own hole and having a look. So make sure you get out there and do that. And if you're a bit unfamiliar with it, reach out to Rick Blackshaw. He's an expert now. He's done enough of them, and he'll point you in the right direction. All right, so it's good to have you back on board, Rick. I know Tracy's missed you as well.
Very much so.
Yeah, so it's good to have you back on farm. What are we looking at lately, Jen? What's been happening here?
Yeah, so Gippsland Research Farm, we've got 19 active projects here at the moment. Things are looking very, very good in the paddock here for us. All of our usuals are on the books this year.
What are they? What are our usuals?
Our usuals. So
bread and butter.
Our bread and butter projects that we do here at the Research Farm. So our time of sowing projects, 2 times of sowing with 7 wheat and 7 barley varieties. So this is a bit of a staple importance for our cereal growers across the region, and the information from this also feeds into yield potentials right across the state with several projects that GRDC run just to keep that research and development and innovation in our wheat and barley varieties.
Yep, now I'll swing over to Rick for a minute there, because can you remember planting time of sowing 2 wheat, Rick?
Yeah, that was interesting. We got that in just before Easter, I think.
It was, yep.
And it was a very, very late, dark night when we finished.
Yeah, there was a couple of torches and head torches going on the cedar, and we were expecting, I think it was about 25 mils.
Yeah, we were racing to beat the long weekend and beat the weather, and we thought it would be very beneficial if we got it in. And it was. So.
Yeah, so it's had a really good start.
Very, very good.
All the plantings are into really good moisture, and so they've jumped away really well.
Great germination.
Yeah, you were in the paddock just the other day having a look at some stuff, and what's actually been one of our issues, which people outside of East Gippsland is probably not going to want to hear, but...
Well, it's interesting. We've actually got, in the wheat trials, we've got some probably environmental, not so much problems, but probably a little bit damp at the moment. Certainly, I'm not complaining about it, but it's going to set us up for a very, very good spring. It's a bit hard to say because the rest of the state are doing it so tough, but at the moment, the potential that we're looking at in those trials is going to be fantastic. Yeah,
and you're just saying that just yesterday, so about the 20th of July, you've just done your first fungicide spray on the fungicide trial?
Yeah, first spray with Prosaro, just to give that certain different varieties. So we're not doing a broad spectrum. We're selecting different plots, and some are getting 1, 2 or 3 different fungicide sprays just to see whether that actually impacts on yield.
Any more to fill in on that one, Jen?
Yeah, so we think about the cereal variety trials as maybe just being relevant to our cereal growers, but the information and data that comes out of these trials really fuels progression within the cereal industry, and this feeds right through to the dairy sector, to the sheep and cattle, any of us that are buying in feed. You know, progression in research and development around these particular projects, is helpful right across the industry.
We did this fungicide trial last year, and some of the plants that were pulled out from the various different fungicides shows incredible differences, wasn't there, Rick?
Yeah, the root development and it's how far they've gone down, it really gives the plants a hell of a boost. It's really substantial, actually. So there's a real place for it.
Yep, so the spring field day, we'll be pulling out some more plants, which is, when's that, Jen, just off the top of your head?
23rd of October is the spring field day, so save the date, you'll be able to see all these projects on show then.
Yep, in the flesh. What's next up, Jen?
Also, like our other bread and butter projects here, we've got a fair bit of grass work in the ground, so our fescues and phalaris and cocksfoot in our grass trials here, so 3 years worth of data on those. There's also some newer hybrid varieties in the mix there, annual and perennial ryegrasses as well. So some fantastic performance out of those grasses here on the duplex soil we've got at the research farm. So stay posted for some really good yield data. Make sure that you're referencing that data when you're choosing what varieties you want to be sort of putting in on your farm. And I guess...
So this autumn there was another trial started, another 3-year trial with different grasses, and we've actually got the old trial still going currently. So there's some new varieties in, and we had a look at some other varieties that have been in at least for 3 years now, and we'll keep them going, won't we?
Yeah, I'd like to think that with those grass trials that have been in there for 3 years, we've had some pretty good yielding years on those, but here at the research farm, we've got the opportunity to just let those trials sit for a period of time and wait until we get into some really dry, tough conditions and see what actually persists during those times. We can all remember the recent drought and tough conditions here, and it was on our minds in terms of what we have within our farming systems for those grasses.
Yeah, it was just something I noticed. We had a pretty tough year last year, a pretty dry spring, and some of those grass trials actually looked like they were wiped out to my eye. They just about gone, but we left them in, and had some good yields through this good season again. So even though it looked like it was wiped out, it bounced back, which was good to see. So we'll see how many times it does that before it does run out of puff, I guess. What's next?
Yeah, so look, as a sheep producer, Brad and I have watched with pretty keen interest this year on the Hybrid Brassica comparison trial that we've had here at the research farm. So the comparison of that new hybrid Brassica with our favourite leaf mould, this particular plant is really promising. Yeah, the seed is about double the price, but the yield from the results that we've had this year, despite a really tough start, we've seen about 25% more yield. So we think that's definitely one to watch and one that we'll be looking to put in out on farm this coming season and get a few ute drives and get people across this new product.
Yeah, and just for anyone that has been tracking along with that one, we've just pulled off and sold 120 lambs off that. That's about the fourth or fifth grazing from memory. We've had sheep on there. We've sold a couple of sets of lambs, and the last one have just gone. We're going to leave it in because the plants are still there, and we'll see what happens now. We're 18 months into its life cycle. Normally would terminate, but we're going to leave it in and see what happens with the leaf mould versus the hybrid as well. Obviously there's moisture there, so it's up to the plant now. It's got a bit of fertility in the ground still, so we should be right if it wants to produce some more feed for us. So.
And the last one I've got on feed is the Lucerne work at the research farm here. So Rick's got his plot in there with 4 different dormancy varieties that he's had in for a few years, and it had a pretty tough start, but it's looking good and had several cuts of it. We've also got upwards of 20 varieties in a variety trial for Lucerne as well, so testing dormancy and yield. So 3 cuts off that since January, and this spring there'll be opportunities to join local agronomist Nicole Frost and Rick Blackshaw, and just looking at these different Lucerne varieties and how they're performing, observing and having conversations about where if there's a fit for Lucerne within your farming system, and we're curious to see if every farm across the region had 20 or 40 or 60 hectares of Lucerne in there, would that be filling an important feed gap?
Yeah, because Lucerne's becoming a lot more on farmers' radar, certainly in the conversation piece. And I think the trials that we're doing here have really garnished some good interest, and the yields that we've actually done, they're pretty outstanding. So it's something that all the cockies are starting to look at seriously.
Yeah, and the regrowth potential, if the conditions are right, are quite incredible. And it's important to note that we're all dry land here as well, so nothing gets irrigated on sowing or during its grazing time either. So a lot of producers out there don't have access to water, and so you can come and see what is possible if the season's on your side. Ceradella, it's not something that a lot of people have heard about. We've had it here for a little while now.
So the CSIRO have got a trial in here. They've got a number of places across the region looking at the growth potential of Ceradella, particularly in our acidic soils down here. So if Ceradella is something that does interest you, get along and have a chat with Olivia Betts from Elders in Bairnsdale. She's pretty keen on the plant and had a fair bit of experience, and she can bring you out for a look at the trial here.
What would you sit Ceradella alongside?
I think you'd sit it alongside your clovers and your legumes. So, but it's known as an acid-tolerant legume.
Yeah,
it's a plant that'll sort of grow in low fertility. It's certainly got potential, and I think sort of at the Merloo, the Beng Warden area where we do have that low fertility, it's certainly got potential to add something to it.
Yeah, it seemed quite slow to get started though, but now it's hanging around and it's looking more and more plants.
Yeah, it is. We are getting more plants present in the trial. It is a hard seed. I think you've got to sort of hold its hand a little bit with germination and give it a bit of fertility to go. But I think once you actually get that up and running, I think it's got a fit for our area, that's for sure.
So we've got some compost work going on as well?
Yeah, so moving across into our soil projects, ongoing compost trials, looking at a product that East Gippsland Shire have on hand and just seeing how different crops and country performs under that. Also our soil amelioration trial, and then probably our favourite soils project for the research farm, our Grow More Topsoils project, which I might hand over to Rick to fill us in on.
Yeah, that's got a lot of interest, Jen. We had a field day where that was actually booked out for two of the segments of the day. It's garnished a lot of conversation, real conversation piece. It has yielded very well in its first year. to the point where we were going to inter it, but a lot of the cockies actually said we had too much tonnage. They didn't want to, so we grazed it. And it's looking much the same at the moment as well. We're at the point now where we're ready for another grazing, and we think that's what we'll do. Preferably, I'd like to see some interment, but I think as cockies, when you start to get a little bit short of feed, it's a bit hard to sort of turn it in like the veggie guys do. So I think the grazing option's probably going to be a little bit better. But it's looking really well.
Yep, so we're going to make that decision in the next couple of weeks, whether we let it keep running on and turn it back in, or whether we have a light grazing and potentially turn it in late spring sort of thing before it goes too reproductive. But that'll be made in the next couple of weeks because there's a good bank of feed that's building up there for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty outstanding. It's looking good.
What have we planted in there this time, Rick?
So we planted ryegrass in there this time. We've had very, very good germination rates and a lot of tonnes, and it's looking very, very good. Yeah,
and one of the reasons that we actually put a diploid rye in there is that Trevor Caithness, our volunteer CEO, has been following some guys over in the States about the exudates, I'm going to get it wrong probably, that the ryegrass puts in the soil that can actually build that soil profile as well. So Trevor has spoken about it on this podcast before, so search up that one to exactly why we've planted what we've planted in there. But we're hoping for some good results in that as well. Just before we get off farm, we're actually going to talk about the Ovastim trial that we've got in our ewe portion of the flock. So we've scanned just recently, and the last 3 years that we've scanned, we've had reasonably higher rates. This year we're up about 34% scanning rate from the Ovastim versus the control. The Ovastim group was 198%, so just shy of 200%, which we were pretty pleased with, and the control group was 164%. There's been no unusual empties in the Ovastim group, which I was sort of worried about getting later in the trial, but that hasn't shown to be the case just yet. The other thing to note was we're about 4 weeks later in joining this year as well. We've moved it back a little bit, and so those higher rates might have something to do with that. But we'll be lambing down in about 4 weeks' time, and so marking doesn't matter what we scan, it's actually what we mark. So we'll fill you in with what we're going to mark when the lambs are actually on the ground, because that's what pays the bills, is a live lamb at the end of the day. So interesting results the more we track that along.
And Al, you've got some new residents at the Gippsland Research Farm? Yeah,
so we've actually secured another 19 young heifers, young black ones, from the Mars down the road, which is really good to see. We weighed them the other week. They're sitting about that 340, 350 mark, and so we're hopefully doing another little AI program with them. This time we're going to do it slightly different. We'll do a fixed time AI, but we're going to use a mop-up bull at the end rather than just 2 times. And so we want to actually try and get a few more calves out of them this year coming, because they're good little calves and we want to see them grow into some good breeders as well. So
that's terrific. Just alongside the AI work, we've also got a fair bit of conversation and interest within a genomics project. Local vet Alison Gunn is working with producers to pull together a PDS on that. So looking at that heifer, how do you optimise that heifer selection, so those animals that you do feed and keep within your herd. So jump on the Gippsland Ag website and sign up for the newsletter and watch that space, because we'll have producer Julian Carroll over here probably in sort of October or September, and he'll be talking about some work that they've done with AI and genomics and some of the results that they've got over there and how that's improved their productivity and their profitability within their beef herds.
What else is happening now off farm, Jen? You've got a lot of things happening off farm as well.
Yeah, so there's some great work that's happening across the region. So the East Gippsland Catchment Management Authority delivering the topsoils program of works again. So a lot of our producers across the region have participated in some discussion groups and the like, and we heard about the regional soil sampling that sort of forms part of that work as well. Over the next few years, with the topsoils work delivered by Southern Farming Systems and the Landcare Group and us, you can expect to see the Gippsland Soil School. So applications for that close in August.
We got anyone applied yet?
Yeah, plenty of applications for the Soil School. So look, the school's going to be fantastic. So we'll have 4 2-day blocks of training and education. The focus in this school is not to sort of hone in on any one particular soil management strategy, but really look at taking those producers that have participated in some of the topsoils education work and other things, take them up to that next level. So looking at different soil management methodologies, we'll be looking at foliar fertilisers, understanding what's happening within soil biology and lots of different categories. It'll be facilitated by local favourite Peter Ronalds, who's done a lot of soil sampling and testing from across this region. So there's probably not a bloke that's seen more soil from more farms across Gippsland than Pete, so promises to be really good. Also within that topsoils body of work, I've got a number of demonstration farms. So year-round yield, managing kikuyu through the seasons. So our farmers out at Clifton Creek have got the Landcare plot across the road from the hall. These guys have been doing a power of work on managing and optimising kikuyu for several years. These guys have stopped fighting it and started embracing it in their system. So looking at how you can get the most 365 days a year out of that. So informing that project is, some of the farming systems that out of the Bega Valley. So these guys are dairy farmers milking cows off kikuyu, so oversowing oats and rye through the winter, cutting their silage and getting that summer grazing off the plant. So really looking at how you're working with that kikuyu and optimising that within the farming systems where it exists, because it's a tough adversarial plant to try and get out of your system. So yeah, these guys are working with it. The other one we've got is the Couch Grass Challenge. So Quinton Hodge here at Bang Warden has opened up his farm, comparing 3 methods to control couch grass. We've all had a go at putting in perennial pastures, only to have that couch grass come back, with 4 sort of year 6, 7 and 8 and 9 to overtake that. So they've got a number of different methods that they're going to compare to look at how to best do that. Another site we've got up north of Swiss Creek, looking on the Simon and Sonia Lawler's farm, so sowing the winter feed gaps. So looking at feed crops such as turnips in different preparation methods, cereals and brassicas and oats and rye through a direct seed drill to fill that winter feed gap that those guys have up there. There'll be a full economic analysis that's done on that. And look, if you want to follow any of those projects, reach out to Nat Jenkins at Southern Farming Systems and get yourself linked in to the communications through that. Also a part of that project here at the Gippsland Research Farm is a project called the Gippsland Fertility Trial, also known as Soil Boost. So this one's a real comparison trial between sort of tried and tested methods to boost soil fertility. So comparing muriate of potash against sulphate of potash, comparing poultry manure, so organic fertilisers to synthetic fertilisers with the same amount of NPK and S, and comparing trace elements to no trace elements in those systems as well. So this one's a 3-year trial, so we'll get some averages across that trial and really look at how those different fertiliser regimes perform and what you might be able to apply within your system.
And you did some pasture cuts just the other week, Rick, in those paddocks. Yeah, it's looking good, that grass was.
It's looking very good. Mother Nature's been very kind to us this year, but it's an interesting one, Al. We haven't got the tonnage data back yet, but there were some trial plots. I think there's about 20 plots in all.
Lots of pegs in that little paddock there is.
There is a lot of pegs. But some of those are quite outstanding, and some of them really did stand out that when we actually put the mower through and we got the catcher weights, some of them are very, very encouraging. So, at least now you can start to pick out. You don't necessarily just have to say, I'm a granular fertiliser guy. You can start to pick out where you want to actually play, whether it's your organics and your chicken manures and your trace elements and your foliars. There's going to be some real good yield data in that.
Yeah, well, we had 300 sheep in there for a lot longer than I expected them to be in there. There's lots of residue left, so it'll grow really well through the spring and hopefully get lots more results throughout the growing season. 3 years, you said, Jen, that one was?
3 years for that one.
Yep. It's going to be a good lambing paddock for our triplets as well, that little paddock. So anything else off-site, Jen, or are we...
No, I think the main thing, look, we talked about a lot of different projects in general terms. If you're looking for specifics on any of these, like if you're looking for that yield and performance data, any of the recipes for any of these approaches, then jump on the Gippsland Ag web page in the communication tabs and you can see all of our publications. So everything we do here is written, recorded and put into those research results booklets or other publications. And just get ready for a pretty exciting growing season throughout the spring. There'll be a lot of ute drives, our Springfield Day, of course, and a lot of opportunity to get out and have a look at these different projects. So pick the ones that suit you and your farming system for your challenges and join us.
Yep. Now, if you're savvy on the internet and the email, feel free to reach out via that. There's contact details there. Otherwise, pick up the phone or even just drop in and say g'day. The other thing we'll mention, if you're not a member, please do sign up to become a member. Membership really helps us in what we do. If your neighbours not, hassle them as well to get on the membership list as well. You get access to a lot of stuff, even not being a member, but you help us significantly by becoming a member. I think it's $99, is it, a year?
That's true, yep.
Yep, so it's all tax deductible too, I'm sure. All right, Rick, anything else from you?
No, not from me, but I really do encourage people to come down and have a look at this spring field day, because at the moment, winter's looking really good. We've got moisture in the ground. I think there's going to be a lot for guys to have a look at, and I think they'll be pretty turned on, to tell you the truth.
Yep. Yeah. Not how I would have put it, but yeah.
You might have to edit that out.
No, we'll leave that one in. All right, Jenny, what about you?
Yeah, look, we have, there's no doubt about it, we've had a terrific season in this little strawberry patch of eastern Gippsland here, but just a big shout out to some of our producers, as little as sort of 100 k's north and 100 k's west of us that are doing it really tough, and to any of our other listeners from across the state that are continuing to do it tough. It's fantastic to see the rainfall, and we've got plenty of stock water, but we just acknowledge that it's still a little bit of a ways off before they've got that spring growth to ease some of the drought conditions. So just a big shout out to any of the farmers that are doing it tough, and just an encouragement to get off the farm and get involved with any of the activities, because sometimes getting off the farm and talking about what you can control with other farmers is just the thing to cheer up. Yeah,
we've had a bunch of guests on here that said exactly that same sentiment, that when things get tough, farmers and producers often start working harder, and it's actually sometimes one of the worst things they can do for their mental health and their production on the farm. So make sure you do spend time off farm with your family and with mates, and reach out if you are in that position that you need to reach out. All right, till next time. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Al.
Thanks, Al.
Bye for now. Well, that was Jen Smith and Rick Blackshaw giving us a quick update on what's been happening here at the Gippsland Research Farm on-site and a few properties off-site. Anything there that sparked your interest, make sure you reach out if you want to find out some more information. The other thing you can do is make sure you sign up for the Spring Field Day in October. Come along and see in the flesh the projects that's been happening on farm. Also pick the brains of all the experts that are going to be in attendance that day. We're now going to swing over to the local Bairnsdale sheep and lamb sale. We've got our regular guest Morgan Davies from Elders up on the rail. We've actually got lambs in this sale. It's about the third pen along, so make sure you listen out for them. At the very end of the clip, we've got Morgan giving us a quick update on what's been happening in the local sales, so stick around for that too.
Past history indicates future performance. Hopefully that's not on video. Righto folks, Salo, up and out of the way please. Come on, Salo. On we go for others of the company's usual terms and conditions. Got a very good run of lambs submitting competition today. We do have some big lambs down the way. Got here a little bit late, they're up and out of place. But you guys will work it out because you're very good at your jobs. There you are. Nice pin of lambs again, aren't they? There you are, those lambs out of bucking. Gentlemen, set your money mark and come on for them to 80. 80, 70, it'll be 55 right. That'll be 55 of money. 255 quick, then out I go. 255, 31, 2, 3, 4, 35, 35, 6, 7, 8, 38 the money to me. Now you go on 9, 39, 40, 1, 42, 3, 44, 5, 46, 7, 48. Out of it 8 the money 9, 249, 50. Out of it 50, 251. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 58 the money, 258, quick down, well done, goes to midfield number 1. Number 1, there you are, $258. Right there you are, heavy lambs, ladies and gentlemen, out of Bindi to last run of them, turn a lamb, properly done again, aren't they? There you are, those lambs there, come on for them, give me 300, 300. Well, yeah, 85 I got, out of 85 the money, 85, 06, 7, 8, gone, 9, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 97, 97, 8, 98, 9, 300, out of it 300 got, 3 the money to me, quick down, what you, well done, $300 goes to AL let's see. There you are, the brothers. They're just as good, aren't they? There you are, nice pedal lambs, good, aren't they? 280. And I went 60, all right. And I went 55, okay. And I went 255 to money. 255 quick. Done. Out. 6, 7, 57. Gone now. 8, 9. Inside. 59. 60. Is it? 1, 61, 62, 3, 4, 64. Quick done. What on, Max? Same way.
31.
You are, ladies and gentlemen. You are, nice bit of line on these lambs. You are, nice enough types to get, aren't they? Come on for them, 240. And over 20, okay. And over 20, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27, 28. And over 2, 28, no one to me. 2, 28, quick done. Well done, Radford. You want to see these ones, little brothers, down the way. Nice 10 lambs to get, aren't they? Come on for them, 210 to go. 210. 210, 200, and about 80, okay. 180 got, 180 there, 181, 2, 3, 4. Gone now. 5, 185, 185, 185. Where are you? 185, quick done. Radford. Sweet running sheep for you. There I got a bit of weight there, though, gentlemen. You are nice enough.
Max, you weigh yourself?
No, ALC.
190, 65, okay. 165, got 6, 8, 70, go on. 70 to money to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 88, 9, 189, 189, 90, 1, 2, 92, 3, 93, midfield number. 23.
Can you get to buy those?
No,
from him anyway.
I'll leave the Merino's after. You want 3 heavy crossies, nice types to get, aren't they? Time for them, 200. Out of an 80 got, done, out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 89, 90, 190, quick done. What on? Wagstar.
Yeah, put them in the 14.
Wagstar 14s, there's 3 Merinos down. You are, as they are, come on for them. 155.
40.
140, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it? 48 in the corner. 9, 50. 150, quick guns, got him midfield.
Yeah, number 21.
There you are. There you are, the Bear Shawns, as they are what they are. There you are, nice enough types to get, aren't they? Come on for them. Give you 185. 75 got, 175, 175, quick gun. What on? Midfield. Right, Merino. There you are. There you are, nice types. Come on for them, 110. 80 okay, and about 80 I've got 81, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 97, way, 8, 9, 100, 1, 2, 3, 103, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 110, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 120, 120, gone now, 120, you are going, 120, that's you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 129, 30, 1, 131, 2, 132, 132. Quick down, go, Brad. 132 goes to which way? Buckley. Yep. You got an agent? Yep. Right, there you are. As they are. There you are, bit of cut, let's do them. Come on for them, give you 165. Okay, 145, 145, 145, Wagstar.
Yeah, put them in 14.
Number 14. Righto, there's sell the sell the 2 ewes, and there's a shagger in there, and there's also a ram. So the 2 ewes, as they are, come on for them, 200.
80.
88 got, 88 bid, 88 the money, 88, 9, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 94, 94, quick done, what on, midfield,
23.
number 23 is righto, the ram, I reckon the shagger, it tastes like smoke. There you are.
What are you talking about, Tommy, or the ram?
Yeah, there you go, see the ram as it is, come on for it, 65.
Yep.
6, 8, 70, stuff right up, haven't I? 2, 4, 6, 8, 82, 82, set up, right up still, 4, 6, 8, 90, 2, 4, 6, 8, 100, 2, 4, 6, 106, quick done, goes to midfield. Yeah, g'day, Morgan Davies from Elders at Bairnsdale, here representing the Bairnsdale Stock Agents Association. We had about, I think there's about 15 or 1600 sheep and lamb here today, sold to a dearer trend. Top of the heavy lambs made $325. The next heaviest pen of lambs were about 27 kilos, they made $300. So it's all very, very strong. There's more buyers here in Bairnsdale at this market. It's something that's really starting to grow and thrive as we head into the spring. We've got a guarantee from nearly all the buyers that they'll be turning up every fortnight. So things are positive here in Bairnsdale, and we've had great results again.
A big thank you for tuning in today. And remember, if you have a question about today's episode or a topic you'd like us to cover, reach out to one of our many platforms and join the conversation. We're here because of your passion and commitment to agriculture. Together, we can build a stronger farming future.
This podcast is made possible by the Future Drought Fund Regional Drought Resilience Planning Program, co-funded by the Victorian and Australian governments.